so standing with the feet underneath our hip joints, up nice and tall. Open across the chest, so letting those arms hang heavy. Nice big breath in, and then we're going to roll down all the way to the mat. Breath in, pulling the tummy in, rolling up. Breathing in here, and then let's go 2 more times. Rolling up. Nice big breath in, and last time. Rolling up, arms out to the side, moving straight into your side bends. Oh, hello obliques. A little bit sore from yesterday's efforts. Oh, there they are. I do remember we did quite a lot of oblique stuff at the beginning of class. Feeling good this morning. Let's reach a little bit further as we start to warm up. And we'll make the next one the last one. Reach, 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 reach. Up we come, reaching to the other side. Reach, 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 reach. And straight into some rotation, bend the knees, double twist. Bottom half of the body staying nice and still. And let's just do one more time each side. And we'll come back to center, taking the arms down. So for our standing balance today, if you've got a TheraBand, we're going to use it. You could hold a yoga strap or anything else in your hand, some weights if you wanted to. If you've got it though, I'm going to take it above the head like so. And we're going to take our weight over to one leg, just extending the other leg out to the side. So if you have a yoga strap in your hand, obviously it's not going to be stretching, but you will figure that out, I'm sure. Let's tilt over to the side. We're going to pause here, and we're going to lift and lower this top leg. So we want to slide those shoulders down. We're on a slight tilt with the upper body, just to challenge our balance a little bit, make our obliques feel some things. Let's add the arm in, so it's going to be the opposite arm to leg. Out and up, down and up. Good. Keeping the core nice and strong. Let's start to do some circles, so we'll leave the arms out of it while we move our legs around, small, smooth circles. And then back the other way. Slide those shoulders down. Good, let's try not to put this foot back on the ground. We're going to come back to upright and take the band straight out in front. So as we bend our knee, we're going to stretch on the band. And then we stand tall. Squeeze between the shoulder blades as you bend and stretch the band. Release as we stand tall. Exhale, bend. Inhale, tall. Very nice. And a bend. And tall. Let's do 3 more times. 3, 2, and 1, and down. Oh my gosh, my foot was burning. Let's do all that to the other side. So we'll take the band above our head, leg out to the side, set those shoulders down. We're going to find our tilt, and then when we're ready, lifting, lowering, keeping the core engaged. Shoulders stay down. And let's add that arm in. Slowing it down a little bit. Yes. And we'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. The arms will stay still as we move into small circles with this hip. Small enough that we can keep the pelvis nice and stable. And then we'll go back the other way. Ooh, really feeling it in my obliques today. And 3, 2, and 1. This last little bit of torture for our ankles. Taking the band out in front, let's bend and stretch the band across your chest. And then stand tall. Bend, stretch it across your chest, and stand tall. We want the knee to go over the toes. Straight out over those toes. So 3, 2, and 1. And both legs down. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll. 7 minutes of standing, I think we're good. Let's go down together and nice and carefully. So 1 foot behind the other, hands one on top of the other, and then we're just going to slide down and lower ourselves with control all the way down to the mat like we always do. I'm going to take my feet way out in front, having the hands quickly just behind my knees, opening up through the chest. Give yourself a little bit of a pull. That just helps to set everything in the right spot, as you know. But we're not going to stay here. We're going to roll down to the floor. So release those arms, but still feel that nice feeling of being pulled up and engaged. Rolling down, we're going super slow. Nice and slow. Shoulders stay back. We're going to drag the feet in, and they're going to place themselves right on the ground in neutral, but we're holding our head and chest up here, looking down at the bottom of the mat, making sure we're in a neutral spine. Turn the palms to face each other. We're going to take the arms to shoulder height, and then back, align against your hips. Out to shoulder height, and to your hips. Shoulder height, and hips. Remember, first thing in the morning, if it's a little bit too much for the neck, just take your hands behind your head. Just watch the position of your pelvis. We want it to stay in neutral. And now let's take the arms up and forward. Up and forward. That's it. Forward. Now 1 of each. So we'll go out, in, up, down, out, in, up, down, out, in, up, down. One more time. Out, in, up, down. Hands behind the head, supporting that neck for now. Just letting your head feel nice and heavy into those hands. We're going to rock the pelvis back and forward. Keeping an eye on what's going on. You can see everything. Hopefully it's nice and smooth. Hopefully your knees are not wobbling around there. And then, just because I'm a little bit sadistic in a way, let's go for some twists. Even though my obliques are really sore. Oh my gosh, why do I do this to myself? I do it for you. Back to center, exhale, twist. Back to center, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, pause, exhale, twist. Something like that. So today in class, we're probably just going to continue to play with the stretchy band and the chi ball. If you've got one, great. If you don't, you know how to modify it after all this time to use whatever you've got around the house. And we'll go one more time each side. Back to center, and finally down to the mat. Hands by our side. Let's pelvic curl, rolling up and rolling down. So we're still in that warm-up phase. We want to make sure our spine is ready, our bodies are feeling all right. Nice and smooth with those roll-ups. Thinking about one vertebra at a time. And let's do a couple more here. Last one, I think. Rolling down, lower back into the floor, legs into tabletop, let's spine twist. Squeeze those knees. We don't want the joints to be gliding past each other. Inhale to one side, exhale back to center. Inhale to the other, exhale back to center. Keep squeezing those knees. We'll do one more each side. And then, are we ready to get into some serious abs? Lifting up into a chest lift, hands on top of the knees. Double leg stretch. 12 minutes in. Good to get these out of the way early, don't we think? Then they're done. Driving that lower back down into the floor, lifting up a little bit higher with your chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, single leg stretch, hands behind the head. And maybe all the way down to the floor with your legs. Good morning, abdominals. Hello, there they are. Yeah, we'll get there. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, lower the legs. We'll do the crisscross later. Have a little rest here, and we're going to take the TheraBand again. So if you've got it, you kind of need something that stretches here, so a towel or a strap is not really going to work, although you can give it a go, see what you think. I'm going to place the band over the top of my thighs like so, and just making sure that it's attached to the mat. So don't pull it too tight here because we're going to be lifting the pelvis into a bridge. So finding your neutral spine. On the exhale, we're going to lift up into a bridge, and on the inhale, we're going to lower straight down. So exhale, up, and then inhale, straight down. I'm not rolling the spine, just lifting straight up and straight down. That's the way. Squeeze those glutes at the top, lowering down. Squeeze at the top, lowering down. We're also thinking about those triceps because that's the muscle focus that's, keeping our hands on the mat as the band stretches. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's do 3 more, and then we'll do halfway pulses. 2 and 1. Halfway and up, halfway and up. Release the squeeze on the way down, squeeze on the way up. Down, up, down, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and all the way down. Very nice. Change the band now so that it's on top of your chin somewhere, and just make sure you've got enough stretch in it. It's not going to be too tight. All right, so this is the movement that we'll be doing, and then obviously we're going to make it with the hips lifted, so it's going to be barrels of fun. And here's my cat to say good morning. Hello. Stealing the show as usual. All right, let's get into it. So pressing straight up and coming carefully down. Pressing straight up and coming carefully down. Lifting up and down, pushing through the heel of that foot that's on the mat. Lift and lower. Let's do 2 more. We'll hold at the top and we'll go into those toe taps like I promised. Holding here, tap the toe and lift. Tap the toe and lift. That's it. 5, 4, hello hamstring, 3, 2, and 1, and carefully lowering down. Give that poor supporting leg a little bit of a stretch, and we'll do all of that to the other side, so we don't need to do the double leg bridges. We can just go straight into the single leg. Okay, so when we're ready, neutral spine, collect your pelvic floor, pull that tummy in, we're nice and engaged, we're ready to go. Lift up and lower down. Lifting up, lower down. Lift up and down. Whew. Feel that body heat start to come to our bodies. 2, 3, 2, and holding. Let's toe tap. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and both feet down, lowering. Oh, I was supposed to lower down with the single leg bridge, wasn't I? Oh well, I think we'll all survive, and not to worry about that. Let's wrap the band / strap around your feet, taking the legs up to the ceiling so we can feel a little bit of a stretch out of our hammies after that exercise already, but we will stretch the legs properly, just not right now. Leg lowers. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You know the drill. Been here a million times. Lower and lift. If you're working without the band, you're going to be working a lot harder. Just making sure that if you're not using the band, that you are driving that lower back down into the floor. I mean, we all should be doing that anyway, but it's especially important when you have your legs unsupported. Oh my gosh, my cat is really smoochy. Why? Why are you? Good boy. It's a funny cat. He's not even a much of an affectionate cat at all. Only when he wants to be, when he knows the camera's around, hey? All right, let's go side to side with our legs. So tick and then tock. So it's nice and slow and controlled. We don't want to go too far. Tick and tock. So our shoulders and our arms, if you've got them out to the side, will be resting on the mat. If you're using the band, you've got your elbows resting on the mat for a bit of support. We're going to move into a corkscrew after this one, which is hours of fun. I know, I get it. And let's get going. So we head to the side, swoop the legs down, around to the other side, and back to center, reversing, over to the side, around, back to center. We'll keep alternating sides. You can swoop as low as you want. You can go as far as you like to the side, as long as you can keep your control. And we're going to move into mini roll-ups after this, followed by a hamstring stretch. That is my plan. And then we're going to play with the chi ball. Plenty of time, only halfway through. So this will be, next one will be the last one. And then we're going to lower those legs all the way down to the floor. So we'll keep the elbows bent until the legs are on the floor, and then we'll straighten them up. So nice and slow, with control, lowering down, leave that back of the head relaxed on the mat. Then we straighten out our arms. We're rolling up, but only to there. That's our start point, with the base of the shoulder blades just tipping the mat, pulling that tummy down, keep the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the touch, exhale, back to that point. Inhale, lift the touch, back to that point. Flatten out the abs as you lift. And lower. lift and lower, lift and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's have a break. Lying flat, relax the head, wriggle the jaw around, especially if you tend to carry tension in your neck there. Next part of the mini roll-ups, we roll up a little higher, so our lower back will leave the floor. That's our start point. And then we lift higher, and then we lower. Lift, lower, keep those shoulders back. Hooray! 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release down to the mat. Cool, 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 cool. All right, I'm just going to shimmy back onto the mat, slipping one leg out of the strap and going into a hamstring stretch. So up to you how you want to move around. I feel very tight today, so I'm just going to move my legs around until I get comfy. Comfy enough that I feel a stretch. Doesn't have to be a massive stretch. Just enough this morning that I feel like I'm giving my hamstring a bit of love. Once you're there, you found your stretch, you can move that foot in around if you want, side to side, circles, whatever makes you happy. You can feel free to bend the knee, move side to side, keep it moving, whatever you feel. Nice, we're going to go all the way to the floor. So I'm going to hold the band in the opposite arm. This arm is going to go out to the side. I'm going to turn my foot in and then I'm going to twist. So first of all, it feels like an ITB stretch, and also we get that nice feeling, neural feeling in the side of our shin. I'm going to go all the way to the ground, so support myself appropriately, and then enjoying this spine twist here. Twisting through the waist. And feeling all of the things. For me, I get a nice little stretch up into my glute as well. Tiny bit in my chest and shoulder. All right, let's swap hands, grab the band, put your other hand on the floor, bring that leg all the way up, and we'll take the leg up and out to the side as well. So again, whatever you feel comfortable doing, if your hips feel like mine, they feel like they're scrunching and crunching around, just taking it easy. Just doing whatever works for you. Feeling a bit of an inner thigh stretch. And then let's pull that leg back up through center and we'll swap to the other side. So starting with our hamstring stretch. Maybe just bending, moving around, getting comfortable. Plenty of time still. It's nice to have a bit of a stretch in the mornings. I noticed no one's put anything in the chat yet, so hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully the picture and the sound is good. Feel free to let me know after class your experiences, because hopefully I will be ready to launch to everyone over the weekend, which is really exciting. Okay, let's cross the body over. So we're going to hold with the opposite hand. I'm going to turn your foot in. Feel that stretch, that neural sensation. We're carefully going all the way to the floor. And then looking over your other shoulder. Resting into it, noticing all the things you feel on this side. I don't feel it in my glute, but I feel it more in my shoulder or through my wrist. Body different. Pull that tummy in. You're going to swap hands. This other hand on the floor, lifting all the way up, carrying your leg up and out. Maybe resting your elbow on the floor if it's there, if it's close by, if that helps. Feeling that stretch out of your inner thighs. We don't want to roll too much towards that leg, so we need to use our core strength here. And let's bring that leg up and we'll release it now. So I'm going to play with the ball. So I'm going to do an exercise fairly specific to the ball. So if you don't have one, you can modify it with a roller or a towel, you know the drill, but it's not going to quite feel the same. But anyway, it's going to go underneath your pelvis, and you can always just do it without the ball altogether. It's good to have something to balance on though. Okay, so here we are on top of the ball, hands by our side, just doing a few rocks forward and back just to get settled, see how you feel. And then once you're there, let's slightly round the back, taking one leg into tabletop and then the other here. So we've got a balance going on, and then we're going to take our arms up to the roof. So if you're not using the ball at all, it's going to be more of a core, you're going to feel it more in your abs, I suppose. Less of a balance is what I'm trying to say. So let's scissor those arms and single leg stretch with the legs. Doesn't matter with which arm and leg, we'll swap it over anyway. If you're feeling stable, you can take your leg all the way down to the mat. And then we're going to swap what's going on with our arms and legs. So let's pause here wherever you are. Leave the arms still, change the legs, and now we're good to go to start the arms and legs again. And now we've got opposite arm, opposite leg. So what we were doing before. Really important to keep the tummy pulling down. And we'll come back to center. Two arms pointing up to the roof, legs slightly apart. So the arms are going to go behind, up, out, in. Again, behind, up, out, in. The legs are just going to do what they were doing before. So we go behind, change them over, up, out, in. The legs do exactly the same as what they were doing before. Behind, up, out, in. That's it. You can take the legs a little lower if you want. Behind, up, out, in, behind, up. We'll do one more after this. In, behind, up, out, in. Good. Pull those knees in for a little bit of a cuddle. Taking the legs straight up to the roof, flex the feet. We're just going to do small half circles, or full circles, I guess. Round, down, and up, around, out, around, and up. So they're not particularly large. And it helps having the ball underneath our hips. Helps take the pressure off our hip flexors. And then last one, we're going to find the floor with those feet. Remove the ball, lower down, have a little bit of a wriggle. Hopefully your lower back feels quite good. Place the ball in between your ankles, or the cushion or the towel, whatever you've got there. And we're doing that modified crisscross now that we didn't do at the start. So hands behind our head, chest lift. We're going to straighten out our legs somewhere in space. As we pull them in, you're going to twist towards the front, straighten them out, pull the knees in, twist towards the back. Straight, pull it in. Straight, pull it in. Sit. Very nice. Nice little bit of torture for you towards the end of class. Let's try it with the squeeze. So we straighten, and then as it comes in, we squeeze. Straighten the legs. As the ball comes in, let's give it a squeeze. Straighten, pull it in, and squeeze. Straighten, pull it in, and squeeze. Last one. And then back to center. Grab that ball, lowering the legs to the mat. Maybe let's just do a little quick windscreen wiper with those knees. And we're going to do quite a quick glute series. It's not going to be very long at all. So we might continue to play with the ball, seeing as it's here, ball between the ankles. Lying on our side, just doing some clams. Making sure your setup is correct. I feel I don't need to say it, but let's lift those ribs, hips stacked one on top of the other, as if you've got a glass of something balancing on your hip here. We don't want it to tip and spill anywhere. Draw those ribs together, squeeze the ball as we open the knee. Squeeze the ball as you open. Sit. We may as well get some arm movements going in. So you're just going to bring your arm down as you open, back overhead as you close. Something like that, just to give us something to do. Should be holding a hand weight or something. Squeeze that ball. Still got to get through our plank and some back extension. We'll be right. Plenty of time. And let's lift the ankles up here. Let's keep going. Nice, keep squeezing the ball. And it's nearly over. See, I love a short glute series. One that's not too hectic. Not like some of my other ones. Last one. And lowering down. Let's spin ourselves around. Getting set up. Same, just to the other side. Ribs together, ribs lifted, hips stacked. Hit the arm overhead. So let's just get started with a few clams before we get the arms involved. All right, when we're ready, the arm is going to come down and then above. Down, above. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Very nice. Cool. We're going to get those ankles up after this one. Lift those legs, lift those ankles, I mean, and keep going. Hooray! Right on time. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1, and down. Bum a little bit of a rub, turning straight over onto our tummies to get this back extension over with now, because it's one of my least favorite things to do. As you know, hands underneath the shoulders, squeeze those elbows towards each other, pubic bone into the mat. Let's see how we go, how we're feeling today. Breathing in as we lift, rolling down on the exhale. Breathing in to lift, rolling down on the exhale. Whew. And down. Lift and lower. Let's do just a few more. 4, 3, 2, and One little surprise at the end. We're going to bend our knees, grab our toes. Just doing 2 of these, so being nice and careful with ourselves. As always, kicking the feet into the hands, lifting the knees, and coming up into a boat, and then lowering down. So definitely not forcing anything today. Just seeing how you're feeling. I said only 2, that's good. Let's release. Sitting back into your, what is this called? A rest pose. Best part of class, isn't it? You get to stretch out your spine. Taking your hands around to the side, leaning into your stretch. Same to the other side, leaning into it. And you've got it. Only got the plank to do. So what did we do yesterday? We did an elbow plank. So let's come up onto our wrists. We'll switch between a pike and a plank. So lifting up, making sure you're supporting your body appropriately. Shoulder blades, lower back, squeezing your glutes. It's holding this plank here. We're going to release one leg. And then swap to the other side. And lowering down, let's lift the hips up. Press the heels down into the mat, stretching your hamstrings. And then we're going to bring our body forward again into a plank. Holding nice and strong here. Let's bring one knee in. Don't let it touch the ground. Just hovering it here. Hover. Hold it. Take it back. Other side. Pull it in. Hovering it. Don't let it touch the mat. And take it back. One more pike. And we're nearly done. All right, once more into our full plank. Holding here. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in. Give the wrists a bit of a roll. We did it. Okay, all we've got to do is our roll ups, our roll down. So let's stand. Okay, standing tall. Nice big breath in. Let's roll down. Breathing in here. Exhale, rolling up. Let's do 2 more. Just seeing how far we've come today, how your body's feeling. From beginning to end, or just in general. Rolling up. And we did it! Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!